What is everybody? And I'm so sorry about the low light situation here. Let's see if I can get a little bit brighter here. There we go. Had a lot of stuff going on lately. We're starting to straighten that out. I am back home in South Carolina. Sorry about the loud noise. It is raining right now, and it's gonna rain I think tomorrow again, and then it should be clear for the weekend. I'm hoping. I'm crossing my fingers on that one. But welcome to the transition from Renfro's Gaming to Renfro's Garage, or R&S Garage, or Automotive, whichever we decide to go with. I'm hoping my buddy Devin will be willing to join up with me on this. That way it's R&S Garage or R&S Automotive, whichever one we decide to go with. And I know I'm extremely dirty right now, and I don't mean to be, but it's just what happens. So today, oh, there was the northern. Alright everybody, sorry about that. Today, we actually finished just installing the new clutch and pressure plate. I'll flip the camera around here in a second and let you guys see that. But hopefully, sorry about the light again. This is going to be, show you guys the finishing steps on getting this car up and running. As you guys, some of you guys might know, I have a 1992 Cavalier, and I'll throw up a picture of it when I get the chance, possibly in one of the videos. But last September, in September of 2019, I blew the clutch out, and it's just been sitting ever since. I didn't really have time to do anything with it. Right now, this week and next week I've got the time to finish messing around with it and getting it fixed up. I'm not worried about any of the paint right now. As you guys can see, the paint is it's like 6 different colors right now. It's blue, red, and black, and white, and orange. It's all kinds of different paint. That's going to get fixed later on in the future. I'm not too worried about that right now. And Devin just messaged me. So let's get this camera flipped around and I can show you guys exactly what I'm talking about, what we're doing with this car. Alright everybody, this is what I was telling you about what we're doing. Just got the clutch replaced. As you guys can see, this is a front wheel drive vehicle. Therefore the transmission is on the actual driver's side of the vehicle, which I wish I could show you guys better, but here, there's the radiator. So there's the transmission. Gearbox is back here, and the transaxle is over there. But this was the main project for today, was getting this clutch replaced. Let's see if I can angle this around so I can show you guys a little bit better. So I had a fun time trying to put everything in and together and where it should be, and getting these bolts, these ones right here, hold on, those ones right there, there's 6 of them all the way around, and I'm not even sure if they're all fully torqued down the way they need to be, but I will be double checking that here later, and so that way I can get everything figured out. But mostly everything is already ready to go. I've just got to order a couple more parts oh, excuse me, to be ready to install onto the vehicle, and that would be a new shift linkage cable, and the shift linkages actually mount up to these right here. This bracket right here is currently loose. Oh, get my hand in here, and it just goes on like that, and then I would have to take that off with a socket, but you get the idea. And then it runs back down way back there and through the firewall and into the car where the shifter is. This is a manual transmission vehicle, and as you guys can see right down here, that's where the gear selector is. A lot of people are probably going to tell me that I need to have that covered up, but oh well, I'm not worried about it right now because I can always go in and clean it out. And I'm in an enclosed area. I am inside of a little tent here. The only way to get in is through there, and I don't really think anything's going to blow up in here. Plus the yard's been pretty clean lately anyways. So let me put this light up here and I'll show you guys what I'm working with for tools. If I can get this light up here, just like that. There we go. Not the best lighting in the world, but we can work with it, right? Alright, so we'll start over here. This is my jack handle and my whatever I want it to be. Hammer for beating bolts out, beating bolts in, doing whatever, sockets, anything like that. All these are bolts and stuff that go for the transmission and motor mounts. And I don't know if you guys can tell, there's a motor mount. You can't see it, but there's a motor mount right down there that I had to take off to get to the transmission. Got a 1/2 inch pry bar, 1/2 inch drive, or pry bar, no, torque wrench. And yes, guys, I do have the colored sockets. This is green, not blue, but it looks blue on camera. These are the sockets I'm working with here. So, yeah, these are the 1/2 inch drives, metric. And then I've got the SAE deep socket 3/8 drive, because most of my ratchets are 3/8. I don't like to do any of that 1/4 inch. But these are my 3/8. I have a 1/2 inch drive ratchet down here. Torque wrench I'll probably put back in the box tonight. 1/2 inch breaker bar right here. Some lubricant, because, you know, why not? In my back pocket here I have my pliers. What else do I got back here? Give me 1 second. I've got a 15mm ratcheting wrench with an open end and a 13mm, which I mainly use on the transmission for the clutch or the pressure plate to go to the flywheel. And back here I've also got, let's take these pliers back out, my this isn't mine. Most of these tools I'm borrowing right now because all my tools are somewhere else. A nice Craftsman 3/8 ratchet wrench right here with the 13mm deep socket, and 6 point, not a 12 point. Those down there are 12 points for the 1/2 inch, which I wish I would have gotten 6 point, but get what you can get, right? And then standard socket set with some ratchets and bits, with a couple wrenches in it. This right here was the old clutch system. Right here, yes guys, before everybody roasts me, I did replace the throwout bearing. So, this right here, let's get down here real quick, was the old pressure plate. And this thing is just disgusting. I mean, the pressure plate was fine. I don't know if you guys can tell. Let's see if we get you up close here. But these forks on the pressure plate were starting to get really wore out. As you guys can see right here, it started making an indentation, which over time that happens normally, but this car has 277,000 miles on it, and I wanted to make sure I had one that was good to go. So, let's go ahead and get this rolling here. So I wanted to have one that was good to go, and the clutch actually needed to be replaced anyways, and I'll show you guys that here in a second. This was the new clutch kit that I got in to get out the way. This right here was the old clutch. I just have it laying on the ground because it's old and I don't need it anymore. So this was the clutch piece that actually went into this side sat against the flywheel. As you guys can see, it's pretty beat up. I mean, yeah, see right there it says flywheel side. Yeah, it's pretty beat up, as you guys can tell. But the other side is the really interesting side, as you guys can already tell. This thing is just eaten up. Like, there's nothing left of it. And I can almost, if I take my hand across here, I can actually feel that rivet a little bit. But the springs on here have gone bad too. As you guys can see. You shouldn't be able to move these, but they do move a little bit, especially, which one was it? This one right here. These shouldn't move. And oh, yep, as you guys can see, it started chipping away right there at the spring too. But this thing was just toasted. So, took that out. This was the old throwout bearing, which, as you can see, this thing is just absolutely just toast. Thing is just destroyed. But I mean, it still worked, it's still activated, but I wanted to add the new one in there anyways. You know, whenever you replace something, you want to replace all the component parts that go against it and with it. This is the part that slides out from the shaft that the clutch pushes against the flywheel. Or not the flywheel, the pressure plate, my bad. So I replaced that, replaced the ring on it. And all that is right in there. I'll have to, actually, I'll keep the light down real quick and show you guys. Let's get down here real quick. Oop. Alrighty. Get the automatic focus back on there. So as you guys can see, right there's the new throwout bearing. Right there's the shaft for the transmission. But that's been replaced. Trying to get in here. This piece right here is where the slave cylinder, this piece right here, actually sits on. It's got a little cap on it. I'm going to have to find it if it's not in this bag. It's probably in another bag somewhere. But I do need to find that cap. Yeah, it's in there. It's right there. But that sits right down here. You can see I got a paper towel clogging the hole. But it sits right in there. Right down here. And it's got that little rod that pushes out when you press on the clutch. It sends a hydraulic pressure from the clutch or the master cylinder down through the slave cylinder, which pushes the rod out, which causes that to fold and push the throwout bearing out. When you release the clutch, it pulls it back in, obviously. There was a motor mount that was connected to here, through here, and onto, there was a bolt that ran there, and there's a stud back there. I keep dropping stuff today. What did I drop? My pliers. Let's not drop those anymore, because I need these for just about everything. Put those back in the pocket. Now the radiator fan, which sits right here, obviously, I'm going to wire into a switch because, well, yes, I do have the sensor for it, still works, but this relay over here for it is actually bad. And they robbed the power for the starter for it. So I'm probably just going to end up completely rewiring it and setting it to a switch inside the cabin. Just that way we can turn it on whenever we want. We don't really have much heating issues. The other things I need to replace is the passenger side CV drive axle. It actually broke when pulling it out. The driver's side is fine. Got to change the shift linkage when that comes in too, and then also have to I don't know why I'm playing with this. Eventually get a new heater core and figure out what's wrong with the AC. The AC is not going to work. I don't think there's anything in the tank though, but we'll have to figure that out at some other day. But other than that, that's pretty much everything. I'm gonna finish scraping all this off later. This is for the thermostat housing, and got all kinds of different plugs everywhere. So I'll catch up with you guys maybe some other time about it, and I'll keep you guys updated on the vehicle. See you later. Peace.